We gather here today in this peaceful rally for love, for fairness, and for justice, to send a message to North Carolina that this rally is more than a rebuke of the passage of Proposition 8 in California. We gather not only to stand with the people of California who lost their right to marry, or the setbacks in Arizona, Arkansas, and Florida, but to stand together in North Carolina to say our time has come. We welcome you to our state's capital, the seat of government, where we're going to send our message loud and clear to our state and nation that the time for injustice is over. Yeah. To tell you the truth, this was something I wrote up, but to tell you the truth, at the base of it, the real reason, besides all the things I just said, the reason I'm here is for this man standing in front of me. The man that I love and I cherish, and that someone's going to tell me that I cannot marry. We're still going to get married. It's just a matter if this government will recognize it. And if we stand together, they will. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Civil Rights 2008. Take just a second to look around you and look at all of these faces out here today supporting marriage, supporting equality amongst all of us, as Tom was saying. In North Carolina, this is the single largest gathering for LGBTQ rights in North Carolina history. It's today, and it only started 4 days ago. I never thought I'd say this, but thank God for Facebook. Yeah. Jimmy Creech is with us here today. If you don't know who Jimmy Creech is, in July of 1996, Jimmy was appointed senior pastor of First United Methodist Church in Omaha, Nebraska. In March of 1998, he was acquitted in a church trial of a charge of violating the order and discipline of the United Methodist Church when he celebrated a covenant ceremony for 2 women in September 1997. Good for you. And thank you. In April of 1999, Jimmy celebrated the holy union of 2 men in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. New charges were brought against him, and a second church trial was held on Grand Island, Nebraska, in November 17th. A jury declared Jimmy guilty of disobedience to the order and discipline of the United Methodist Church and withdrew his credentials for ordination. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Creech.
If you're with someone you love, I want you to take their hands. And I want to say, and I don't care how many, just take all their hands. And I just want to say, bless you. We've come to acknowledge our outrage for the violence done against lesbian and gay couples in California. Yeah. When the right to marry was taken away from them, not just denied, but it was taken away from them after it had been granted. It was an act of violence. Yes. It was an act of disrespect. It was demeaning. It was saying to lesbian and gay couples who love each other and committed to each other, who have created families, that they are not worthy, that they are second-class citizens. For 29 years, I was a minister in the United Methodist Church, and nothing gave me greater pleasure than to be with couples who came together because they loved one another and wanted to create a family. And for me to be able to share with them a moment of celebration that recognized before the world their commitment to one another and their joining together in marriage. It was a part of that religious ritual that they also became legally joined together. They became legally responsible for one another and were able to enjoy the rights provided by the state of North Carolina and the federal government if they were different gender couples. what gave me greater pleasure was to celebrate with those same gender couples, because they had so much to overcome in order to come together and make commitments to one another. They first of all had to learn to love themselves, which is the most difficult love to learn. And secondly, they had to feel free to love another and free to make a commitment. And when they were able to overcome those obstacles, I enjoyed sharing a blessing upon their loving relationship. Unfortunately, they were not able to receive the legal recognition and rights and responsibilities that come with that. The time has come for that to happen, my friends. Yeah. And you know it, and that's why we're here.
Janine, Rita, and Stephanie Boyle were married September 22nd, 2008, San Francisco, California.
We can only speak from our experience, but going into the San Francisco City Hall and filling out the paperwork that would lead to our officially permitted marriage was incredible. We weren't second-class citizens. We were able to celebrate our love just as any other couple could. People who have never met us, who think it's okay to deny us our rights, well, here we are. We're not scary. We're not different. We're two people who fell in love in college and got married on our 4th anniversary. Before this whole thing started, I called my mom, and I said, "Mom, I'm freaking out. I gotta stand up in front of a big group of people." She said, "Stephanie, that's amazing. You know, I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there with you." She said, "You know, someday you're gonna look back on this and you're gonna be able to tell your kids and your grandkids that you stood up for your rights and you stood up for equality, and one day you will win."
Yes.
And I was looking around online for a quote that maybe, you know, I'd get a banging close in here. You guys all be like, yeah. Gandhi said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win.
Yeah.
And, oh, are they fighting us now? There's still hope. And I see you all here. And one day we will win.
Yeah.
Reverend Carl Kinney is the pastor at Compassion Ministries in Durham, North Carolina. He's a journalist formerly with the Independent, with the Durham Herald, a novelist, and a supporter of LGBTQ rights for years and years.
I stand before you today as a straight African-American Baptist pastor. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here, but I'm here because I'm not scared.
Right. Right.
I'm not scared that if you touch me, I'll become gay. I'm not scared that if we allow you to get married, that there will be a deterioration of society as we know it. I'm not scared that what I believe faith-wise will be altered, but I do believe this. I'm not scared, but I do see a new day. I see a new day. I see this as the hope that we voted about.
Yeah.
I see this as the determination that so many in our country believe in. I am so pissed that on a day in which we celebrated the first African American pastor in America, that California couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I stand with you as we're baptized by the rain and say, keep hope alive. A better day is coming, and this soon will pass. God bless all of you.